I didn't have her on anything, so I don't even know how she seen the tweet and felt like the tweet was directed towards her. You've seen the title of the video. Your girl is back again with another story time. If you're new to my channel, hey girl, hey. And if you're a returning subscriber, I don't even have to say anything because you know what's up. I know what's up. We know what's up. And that's on what? That's on what? That's on period. And there you have the little lamb. As y'all can see by the title and the thumbnail, today I'm giving y'all the story time on how I got fired over social media. Not because I don't do my job. Not because I stole office supplies. Not because I stole somebody's man. But because of a tweet. An undirected tweet at that. I didn't direct this. I didn't add this at anybody, but I got fired, y'all. And as y'all can see, if you can see me, I can see y'all like this video. I told y'all I wasn't doing vlogmas, but I'm going to try to post more throughout the month of December. And that's what I'm doing for y'all. So make sure y'all like this video, comment something, engage with your girl. So let's go ahead and get to it. So boom. This happened back in 2017, and I told y'all I used to work at a call center. I'm not going to say the name of the call center just because you never know when you're going to need a job. I'm never too bougie for a 9 to 5, y'all. So I'm not going to say the company name because you never know. Your girl might need to apply there in a few years from now. You just never know, y'all. But anyway, I applied at this call center, and everybody knows call centers is like high school. It's basically high school for adults. Everyone's petty and childish there. I feel like in order to be hired at a call center, you just got to be childish. You just got to be an adult to act like a child, because I swear at every call center I worked, and I've worked at like 4 call centers all throughout college, and they were all the same, y'all. It was very childish, very immature, very somebody said, you said this. It was just very nitpicky, and it was always something. So I'm going to tell y'all the story. So this happened back in 2017. I was working at a call center. This call center, let's go ahead and name it the Ghetto. It wasn't ghetto. Well, the call center itself wasn't ghetto. Like, the company was a nice company, but the people that worked there made it ghetto. So we gonna call it the Ghetto, y'all. So I worked at the Ghetto, and my homegirl told me about the Ghetto first. And if y'all recall, I told y'all this was the first job that I actually dated somebody that worked with me. Worst mistake ever. Don't date your coworkers. Just don't do it. Take it from me, y'all. But I was dating a guy at the time. And I want to say at this point, I was working at the call center for like 4 months. So I already pretty much knew what was going on. There was like 2 supervisors that was dating, and they thought nobody knew. There was this old veteran guy that had been working there when this franchise started, and he didn't want to help anybody. This man knew all the shortcuts in the book, but if you asked him for help, he would act like he didn't speak English. And then there was also the break room Betty. This girl was always in the break room. Like, the 2 things she loved was a break room and a potluck, y'all. This girl, when I say she lived in the break room and she would be in everybody's business, we gonna go ahead and call her Karen because it's fitting. And it's kind of crazy, y'all, because she just happened to be white. She just happened to be white. Anyway, y'all, Karen, she was one of those like nice, nasty people, and she would be in everybody's business. And keep in mind, I was dating, I don't remember what I called him in previous story times, but I was dating the guy from Miami during this time. And at this time, I don't think we were dating at this point, but we were definitely kind of like getting to know each other. He had moved his desk by my desk, and we were like in cahoots, and I was really trying to hide the fact that we're dating. Y'all know it's a policy to not date your coworkers, so I would literally like fake like we weren't dating, even though I would literally go sit in this man's car during my breaks. But I thought I was doing a good job at not showing that me and him was dating, y'all. But anyway, if she saw you coming down the hall, she'll be like waving at you. And then when you pass by, she'll look at somebody and be like, did you see what Asia have on? Her boobs sitting low. Like, that's what type of person she was. Like, she would literally just be talking about people. And I can spot nice, nasty people because I know how to be nice, nasty. My daddy called me nice, nasty. That's my middle name. So I can spot another nice, nasty person. Like, I just always get that vibe from her. Although I never really had any direct problems with her. But I'm going to tell y'all about the potluck. I don't know what it is about call centers, but they love potlucks. It don't have to be a holiday. It don't have to be anything special coming up, but we would have potlucks probably like once a month. We would have on the clock potlucks, and we would have potlucks outside of work, y'all. This particular day we was having a potluck, and I don't know about y'all, but if I can't tell that you don't curate roaches in your kitchen when you cook, I'm not eating from you. Like, I just don't do it. When it comes to eating other people's food, I'm a plastic container, a canned soda type of girl. Please, sometimes if I go to a person's house, please don't give me no cup. Do not give me no cup. Do you have a water bottle? Do you have a canned soda? If it don't come in foil or plastic, I do not want it, because people be nasty and people be having roaches. I said it, y'all. People be having roaches. So I am really picky and meticulous about what I eat at potlucks. And honestly, I honestly remember the one time where I ate something from somebody's house that wasn't in plastic, and that was simply because she looked clean. Like, you could smell this person before she even walked in the door. It was my one coworker back in, like, where did I work at? I think I worked for Medicaid at this time, y'all. That's like one and only. Like, that's a special scenario, because I typically don't do that. But anyway, we was having a potluck at the ghetto call center this day, and Karen just happened to be one of the servers. She was sitting at the table, and she was in front of like this lasagna, and it wasn't even a normal potluck, y'all. We had, like, it was so ghetto. We had baby shower food mixed with wedding food, mixed with like picnic food. Like, we had the normal chips and dips, then somebody had the barbecue meatballs, and then somebody had chicken wings, and then somebody brought pork. It was very ghetto, y'all. But Karen, she had lasagna in the mix, and nobody really wanted it. Like, nobody wanted to try her lasagna, because who's eating lasagna with chicken and then with like, that don't even go together. Like, who's eating two pastas? Like, it don't go together. So everybody was walking past her lasagna, and I could tell she was starting to take it personal, y'all, because I come in the kitchen. Like I said, y'all, I wasn't even surprised to see Karen in there, because this girl loved the break room. The break room and potlucks, those were her favorite things, because she would be in everybody's business. But anyway, y'all, I come in the kitchen and I'm waiting in line, and I already done scoped out everything. Like, I don't even grab a plate, because like I said, I don't know if it's roaches in that bread pudding. I don't trust it, y'all. So I don't have no plate. I'm literally just gonna go through the line, and then at the end, I'm gonna grab a chip, some cookies, and I'm gonna grab a soda, and I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna go back to my desk, y'all. I don't even like sitting in the break room, because all they do is talk about people in the break room, and then when you get back on your floor, you're getting an email talking about y'all have a mandatory meeting because somebody said no. I don't. Keep me out of it. So I'm waiting in line. I get to the front, y'all, and I'm literally waiting in line, and I get in front of Karen, and Karen's like, Asia, and I'm like, yes, Miss Karen. That's another thing, y'all. At this time, I was like maybe 21. I believe I was like definitely early 20s, and this lady was in her 30s, and I don't know, like, she was just childish. Like, it didn't give that. You would have thought that she was 20 as well. So she's like, Asia, and I'm like, Karen, would you like some lasagna? And I'm like, no, ma'am. And she's like, please taste it. My husband said I put my foot in it. Please taste it. You're gonna love it. I'm like, no, ma'am. Like, I'm good. I do not want any of your lasagna. So she catches an attitude, and she was just like, just taste it. Taste it. No, ma'am, I do not want any of your lasagna. But y'all, she insists. So I'm like, all right, if you want to waste some of your ingredients, go ahead, because it's going straight to the garbage. So I'm like, okay. She has a little plate. She hands me the plate, y'all. I take my chips, my cookies, and my soda, and then I sit down, and I'm on my phone in the break room, and I'm eating my chips and my cookie. And every time I look up, y'all, Karen is looking at me like she's waiting. She's just waiting for me to take a bite of her lasagna, just for her to be like, yeah, like, it's good. But baby, you wasn't gonna get none of that. That lasagna met the garbage. I threw it away in the garbage, y'all, and I left out. And after that day, she started moving and acting funny. I honestly want to say she did not like me because I didn't taste her lasagna. Like, I honestly, to God, I think that's what it was to this day. But other than that, I didn't have really any issues with her. Fast forward a few weeks later, things started to digress with my boyfriend at the time. At the time, he wasn't my boyfriend, y'all. We were just casually dating, but he ends up turning into my boyfriend. And I told y'all that was a very tumultuous and toxic relationship. So anytime we would be at work, I would literally be on the phone. If I would have a problem with him outside of work, this man would literally move his seat and come sit at the desk next to me. Or if somebody didn't come to work that day, like if the manager wasn't at work that day, this man would come and like sit in my booth, and he would just be off the phone. Like, the call center was very ghetto, y'all. So we were having a problem, and I don't really recall what type of problem we were having, but I just know we were having a problem outside of work this particular day. And like I said, y'all, this man was toxic. He came to my work desk, and he was like bothering me, trying to get me to talk to him, trying to get me to hug him, trying to get me to say hello to him, because when I'm mad, you don't exist to me. So anyway, he comes to my cubicle, and he's just like, "You're not gonna believe who know we together." And I'm like, "Who?" Who? Like, that's the first word he got on me to y'all for the day. I'm like, "Who?" He's like, "Karen. Karen asked if you my girl. Karen asked." And I'm just like, "What did you tell her?" He said, "I told her, yeah, you was my girl, because I can tell. I could tell at that potluck, she was looking at." I said, "Boy, she was looking at everybody to try that nasty ass lasagna. Like, she was not looking at you like that." But he was, y'all, he was convinced that she was looking at him. So I'm like, okay. Okay, like, I didn't take anything personal. He just told me that Karen knew that we was dating. I'm just like, okay. Just like the two supervisors, they be dating and they be doing stuff in the car. They be doing all types of stuff. And no one says anything. Like, it's not a problem. So I didn't really think it was going to be a problem that we was dating. And I honestly felt like my boyfriend at the time was telling me that just so I could feel comfortable to like hold hands with him at work, talk to him at work. Because like I said, y'all, I would try to separate it as much as possible. Like, we would literally come to work together, and then I would let him go first, and then I would go after him, or he would let me go first, and then he would clock in like 5 minutes after me, because we were really trying to keep it under wraps. A few weeks later, this particular day, like I said, y'all, Karen does not work on my floor, but she does know, like, we have mutuals. Like, some of my homegirls worked at this call center, and she also has homegirls that work at the call center. We all just happened to have lunch this day, and like I said, y'all, Karen, this lady lived in the break room. Like, I don't even know how she even had a paycheck. Like, I don't even think she was on payroll for real, because she would always be in the break room, like, just talking. So I come to the break room. I already knew that my girlfriend, because me and her, we went on lunch at the same time. We would like plan our lunches together. So she's sitting at the table with Karen and Karen's friend, and it's my girlfriend. So I'm sitting at the table this day, and we're all just like talking or whatever. But I came in on the conversation. They were talking about another manager that worked on another floor, basically just saying like how she don't do anything. We don't know how she got promoted to manager. She might be sleeping with blah blah blah, like basically just gossiping about this other person. And I didn't say anything, but I was definitely concurring with them, like, yeah, definitely, because it was a one manager that literally, this lady, I don't even think she was working there for like a month before she got promoted to manager, y'all. She got promoted so quick. Like, I'm not saying I'm an overachiever, but baby, how she got promoted before me? Like, how she got promoted before me? Anyway, y'all, Karen talking about this lady bad, basically saying, "Oh, I heard that she was dating and doing this, da da da. That's how she got promoted." Like, so they basically just gossiping about this lady at the table. After like maybe, I don't know, y'all, and we probably was sitting there for like 10-15 minutes, and I was about to get ready and go, and Karen looks at me, and she was just like, "Asia, I see you go with blah blah blah." I don't remember what I called the boyfriend at the time, y'all, but she basically says his name, and she was like, "I see you go with him." And I'm like, "We don't go together. That's just my little friend." That's a boy. That's my friend. That's my boyfriend. So I'm not agreeing, or I'm not disagreeing. I'm just like, yeah, that's my friend. That's my little boyfriend, like my friend or whatever. He's like, "Y'all are cute together." And I don't listen to the y'all are cute together, because the last time somebody told me that they was cute together, they wanted my man. So the little "y'all were cute," I barely like to say thank you to those y'all, because I got PTSD, girl. So I don't really acknowledge it. I'm just like, okay. And I tell my homegirl at the table, I'm just like, "All right, girl, I'll catch you later." I leave. And this particular day, I already had an attitude, just simply because I couldn't get help with anything. If you never worked in a call center, when you need help, you typically do not call your manager, because it takes too long, their line be backed up. All you would do is just like raise your hand and be like, "Hey, I need help." Your manager is supposed to be walking the floor, or they're supposed to be like looking up frequently to like assist you with something, and they would typically have like 2 managers on each floor or whatever. So this particular day, a lot of customers was calling in because they seen an ad. I don't want to give too much away, y'all, but basically, I worked in healthcare, so if they would see an ad or anything on TV that has to do with their insurance changing, old people would see anything. It can be a television commercial that can say, "If you fell and broke your hip in 1992, please call us at 352. You might be getting some and people would be calling and blowing up our phones. So it was one of those little TV ads that had to do something with their insurance that really didn't have anything to do with their insurance. They would just hear something about getting some money or getting compensated for something. So y'all, they would call in, everybody was calling, and I didn't get the memo on where to transfer them to. I didn't know what to tell them because, like I said, y'all, the job was very ghetto. They would not give us proper training when it came to a lot of stuff. So I'm raising my hand. I got people on hold for literally 5-10 minutes, and I get back on the phone call. They got an attitude. They cussing me out. Like, I'm just not having a good day. And I don't want to say I was trifling, but it definitely did get to the point where if I had to put you on hold for too long, oopsie, we lost connection. And that's what started to happen, y'all, because all my coworkers, they didn't care. If they had to put you on hold at all, they would be transferring people to all different types of departments and not feeling bad about it. I would at least try to raise my hand, and then I would get no help, and then eventually I got to disconnect the call, or the call got to get disconnected, if y'all know what I mean. So it was one of those days while I'm at work and I'm annoyed. And keep in mind, we are also supposed to have our phones in a locker. We're not allowed to have our phones on the floor because we did take payments for people, y'all. But a lot of people would still have their phones on them and they just wouldn't get caught. I'm annoyed, and I'm sitting at my desk and I'm on social media, y'all, and I'm on Twitter. And Twitter asked me what's on my mind. So I told Twitter what was on my mind, y'all. I tweeted that some of y'all don't do anything all day but clock in and breathe. LOL. That's exactly what I tweeted. I didn't add anybody. I didn't direct it towards anybody. I just tweeted a general statement. Because that's what y'all do. Like, if you're not helping me, what are you doing? You just breathing. And like I said, y'all, it's a call center. Call centers are noisy, but our call center was quiet because they wasn't doing anything. They was doing a whole lot of transferring people to departments they didn't even need to be transferred to instead of actually helping them. So I tweeted that, and I'm on Twitter heavy this day, y'all. I'm tweeting all types of stuff, and when I'm tweeting general. I'm not subbing anybody. I'm not putting any ads, or I'm not putting any names out there or anything. I'm literally just saying, like, y'all don't do anything all day but clock in and breathe. Like, because I'm not getting no help, so I'm fed up, y'all. So I tweet that, and I go about my day or whatever. Fast forward, it took like a week for let me not even skip ahead. Anyway, y'all, fast forward that following week, I come to work, and as soon as I get to work, the first thing you do is like check your emails and check if your computer has any like backups or anything. So I go and I check my email, y'all, and the first thing I see is a email from my manager, and it reads, "Asia, go to HR office. We need to talk to you." So I go ahead and go into break, y'all, and I go to HR office. Who do I see when I get in HR office? I see Karen. I walk in there and I'm looking like what's going on? Like what is going on? Like, why is she in here? If anything, I was expecting to see my man in there before I would see you in there. Like, what are you doing in here? So the HR manager, she looks at me and she's like, "Miss Brown, walk in, like, come sit down, join us." And I'm like hella confused, y'all. I'm walking like this. I'm like literally walking in slow motion because what? So I shut the door or whatever, and I sit down beside Karen, and the HR manager, she goes over this whole spiel about their policies and their what they tolerate, what they don't tolerate. And she basically said she doesn't tolerate any bullying or any soliciting. She said soliciting of something. I don't know if it was threats. I don't remember the exact term she said, y'all, because this happened years ago. But she said something along those lines, and I'm like, threats? Soliciting what? Like, what are you talking about? So they look at me. So Karen looks at me, and she like has this dumbfounded, mischievous look on her face. She's like with the puppy eyes. I'm just looking like, what is going on? So the HR manager, it was just like, the Karen brought to our attention that she feels threatened and targeted. And I'm like, ma'am, threatened? Targeted? So you must be saying that you the one that I was talking about. You must be saying you don't do anything because I didn't put any names on it. How did you figure that I was talking about you? So Karen don't say anything, y'all. The HR lady is literally speaking on her behalf. Anything I have to say, I look at Karen. I'm like, you feel threatened, targeted, unsafe. How? Like, how you feel? Please tell me how, or whatever. Like, yes ma'am, like, yes ma'am, like, I'm agreeing with everything. And she basically gives me like a warning, a verbal warning, saying like, are we not gonna have any problems? And I'm mad as hell, y'all, because I'm like, we never had any problems. I don't know her. Like, she know me more than I know myself, because all she do is be in everybody's business. Like, we never had any problems, y'all. So best believe I'm mad, and I'm texting my man, I'm telling my friend, I'm telling everybody about her. Like, delete her off your social. I don't know how she even found my Twitter, had my social media. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I was using Snapchat heavy on there, and I used to cross promote, but I didn't have Karen. I didn't have her on Instagram or Twitter. I didn't have her on anything, so I don't even know how she seen the tweet and felt like the tweet was directed towards her. And then another reason why I got in trouble, because they said that I tweeted it during business hours, and like basically I had my phone on the floor. So that was another reason why I got a verbal warning, y'all. After that, I basically warned everybody about that, and anytime I would go in the break room, I just would not say anything to her. Fast forward, y'all, I want to say like maybe it wasn't like directly after that, because at first I'm like, I didn't really peep it, y'all. I want to say it was like maybe a month after that, I checked my email, and I kept getting like little written warnings in my email, and I had to like sign off on it and send it back to my manager, because I was like 1 or 2 minutes late, or if I came back from break late, they would be sending me like these written warnings or whatever. And basically, essentially, they were trying to fire me. I had already been working there at that point for like maybe 6-7 months, and I had never been written up or never been told anything about being late. And I know people be late every day. Like, people be having their baby daddies, their girlfriends, husbands, dropping them off at work, be making a scene in front of the office, loud ghetto music. It be so ghetto when people be getting dropped off to work, and I never heard nobody get in trouble about that. I know people be coming into work late, and I never seen them get written up. And I've been late before. I used to be, I'm not even gonna lie, I used to be late a lot, y'all. It wouldn't be like bad late. It would be like a few minutes late, and I never got in trouble for that. Like, I mean, when I first got the job, they used to tell us, and within like the first 3 months, you can get fired for anything. But after my 3-month period, I used to be late, maybe not, I want to say like 3 times a week, y'all. But they didn't start really getting on me and writing me up a lot, basically trying to get ready to fire me. They was getting ready to fire me, y'all. And I know they was getting ready to fire me, because I had a meeting with my manager, and it was scheduled for like, I think it was scheduled like a day or 2 in advance. Like, they sent me an email basically saying, tomorrow we have a meeting at this time. So before they was able to do that, y'all, I had went ahead and quit, because you're not about to fire me. No, I'm gonna get you before you get me. So I had already resigned for the job, and I turned in my badge and everything before they even got the chance to fire me. Couldn't put that job on my resume even if I wanted to, because like I said, the managers was very unprofessional, and it was just a whole lot of going on. But essentially, Karen got me fired, y'all. They didn't start coming down on me until that situation with her, about, she basically told them that I was tweeting about her, and I don't know what else she told them, because like I said, y'all, the tweet was not directed towards her. I literally just put the tweet out there, and she reported the tweet that I was on my phone during office hours, or I don't know exactly what she said to them, but she lied and told them she felt threatened to try to get me fired. But baby, it was time for me to go anyway. I was already ready to go, because it was getting hot in there, stank in there. The air conditioning wouldn't even work some days in there. It was like a very unprofessional ghetto call center, y'all. Like, it would be times we would come to work, y'all, and the phones wouldn't even work. How you at a call center and the phones don't work? But yeah, anyway, y'all, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in my next story time. Bye.